With a picture story that broke last night about the truce brokered between FCT Minister Wike and the suspended governor of Rivers State, Fubara, by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. President Tinubu hosted Wike and Fubara at the presidential villa with the suspended Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martins Amuwole, and the Majority Leader, Major Jack, in attendance. While speaking after the meeting, both Fubara and Wike stated that all factions had resolved to work together for the progress of peace in the state. Let's take a look.
All agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us who are members of the same political family. Yes, just like humans, you have a disagreement, and then you also have a time to also settle your disagreement, and that has been finally concluded today, and we have come to report to Mr. President that is what we have agreed. So for me, everything is over, and enjoy everybody who believe to work with us, to also work together with everybody. That there's no more acrimony, there's nothing to say we're disagreeing. We have all agreed on everything, so we thank God. For me, it's a day we have to thank Almighty God.
For me, it's very important that this day has come to be. What we need for the progress of Rivers State is peace. And by the special grace of God this night, with the help of Mr. President and the agreement of the leaders of the states, our leader, peace has returned in Rivers State. We'll do everything within our power to make sure that we sustain it this time around.
Well, I like that from Fubara, saying hope that the peace will be sustained this time around. But, you know, there are a lot of questions that were raised. I mean, I would say kudos to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at this moment. I mean, he has shown that if you do anyhow, you go see anyhow, right? Basically, that's what he really proved by this, I guess, the emergency rule that was declared and the truce that has now been brokered. Let me take Ifeanyi's tweet. He wrote, "This high-level engagement reflects the gravity of the situation and the President's recognition of the need for stability, peace, and democratic order in the state. It is imperative that this meeting yields concrete steps towards reconciliation and resolution rather than temporary fixes that leave underlying issues addressed. Rivers State cannot afford prolonged political instability, especially given its strategic importance to Nigeria's economy and governance. The interests of the people must take precedence over political rivalries. The current rift has already had far-reaching implications on governance, development, and public trust. We urge all parties involved to approach this dialogue with sincerity, maturity, and a shared commitment to peace. President Tinubu's involvement must go beyond symbolic mediation. It should facilitate enforceable agreements that restore institutional harmony and respect for democratic norms. The people of Rivers State deserves leadership that is focused on service delivery, not political power play. We call for transparency in the outcome of this meeting and hope it marks the beginning of a new chapter of cooperation and progress for the state." Plenty questions been by. Also, the question about whether or not the governor will defect eventually. I mean, those are some of the people were asking those questions online. And of course, this agreement has to be agreement now, agreement you.
For settlement, you can't tell me nonsense. Agreement is agreement you.
Yeah, I mean, we have to just state that fact, really.
Pata sun sevanda.
Pata sun sevanda. Pata sun sevanda.
Was epic.
Agreement
is agreement.
I mean, this is really all for the people. All for the people of Rivers State and all the Rivers women. I hope that they are now, you know, they will be happy to see that, you know. And when is this emergency rule going to be lifted? We need that transparency as well. Rufai, you're laughing. Go ahead.
You know, I'm laughing because of the hypocrisy we generate in this country. Yeah, I will tell you the truth. There's nothing you're going to do to me. This fight is never about the people. It's about state resource. Godfather that put God's son there, they all fought over interest. They are all personal interests. When they are fighting, they call all of us to come and join them. Some people were taking sides. That's why I was asking the likes of Mr. Bernard Miko. Well, you know the ones that say Fubara is governor, he must stay. Now, Wike has shown he has more power. Everybody has gone behind Fubara. They say God is with him. You see, when people are pushing you, when they are no longer, they will say God is with you. They didn't know God was with you from the very first part. For me, the fight was supposed to be a fight of principle. It was supposed to be a fight against this hegemony of godfathers. Yeah. It was supposed to be a fight against words like, I was the one that made you governor. And that's why I say it's not in the interest of the people. The people were there, they were hearing when this party were saying, I made you governor. I didn't make you governor. I made you go. Should one person be making another person leader over a state or the will of the people? So it shows that the democracy we practice is fast falling to the sand of obscurity. So we should stop deceiving ourselves. These two, they reach agreement now because Wike has been able to show. And probably because Wike aligned right and is with President Tinubu. And with due respect, Oji, let's not encourage President Tinubu on the aberration he did. What are we thanking him for? He sided with one party over the other. It was not a level playing field fighting. Because Wike was in his cabinet and because of political needs, sided with one party over the other. And he gave Wike the upper hand.
Yeah, but now there is peace.
And from there, which year peace? Was there not always peace in Rivers State all this while?
No, there was too much rancor going on.
It was not the case of rancor.
One assembly house
let's not deceive ourselves.
One thing after another.
It was only once that thing happened.
There was a
the
lot.
rancor was because the dramatics personnel were at loggerheads with each other. It was never about the people. The people were not at rancor.
The people were not,
They crafted the people into it. Let's stop supporting, except we will not have a country, because it will not be a country of hegemons. That's when Nigeria
I'm not
is
supporting emergency rule.
I
didn't say that.
Somebody can declare anything. Let's stop deceiving ourselves.
Let me put this in a theoretical context. What has been established? I had said earlier on this program that yes, we commend President Tinubu for intervening. This is not the first time that he's intervening, because as president of Nigeria, he wants peace and stability in every part of the federation. And it was because in his own reckoning and the reckoning of his advisors, although we said, they acted ultra vires, that he imposed that 6 months state of emergency. But what is confirmed is that President Tinubu, acting as father figure and intervening, is that in Nigeria, we are running a paternalistic system of democracy.
Yes, ma'am.
A paternalistic system of governance is a system where you have a parent figure, so that when the children quarrel, like Trump saying, Iran and Israel are behaving like children. And Mark Rutte will say, well, Daddy will
whip them back together.
This is precisely what we have. A paternalistic system of democracy. The second theory that applies here is what they call a rentier system of governance. Rentier, a rent collection system of governance, where a man says, I'm the godfather in this place, and my word is law. And the ultimate personification at this moment, at this time, is some Wike who is glutton, masturbating, and saying that this matter has been resolved because, we have reached agreement and all that. It's a confirmation of the rentier system that we run in this environment. Now, the third point is about the interest of this client. The client is, what's his name? Fubara. Because this is clientelism. Somebody makes you a governor, and then as a client, you just have to submit. And that's why I said earlier on, it was a case of surrender.
Yes.
What are the details? What are the details of this surrender? Does it mean that he will join APC? Does it mean that he will agree to one term? Does it mean that anything that Minister Wike says hereafter, either with regard to local government elections or whatever, is what he will do? So even with this agreement that has been reached, the devil is in the details.
All right.
The final point is about the interest of the people of Cross River State. Where are those Ujo youths who were defending Fubara? We didn't see them there. Where are those...
you mean at the meeting?
At the meeting.
What would they be doing there?
Where are those elders who were saying, we stand with Fubara, and this is where we stand? We didn't see them. Fubara went alone.
The people that we saw at that meeting was the Martin Abewule faction, the wicked faction. And they were there, they dictated to him. So Fubara has eaten the humble pie. But we would like to see developments, what happens, whether the suspension will be lifted, whether he will join APC, and how Rivers State will be governed hereafter. Correct. However, our interest is the interest of the people of Rivers State.
Yes. That
the state is governed in their interest.
Correct.
Whether Fubara gets a second term or not is not our business. If he likes, he can genuflect to Wike in the democratic process 4 years. Whether they give him second term, that's his problem.
All right.
If he goes to APC, we'll be here to analyze it.
Yes.
There's no, we don't need to write academic papers, as Bernard Miko was advising. No, the matter is not that serious.
All right.
Enough common sense to explain what they are doing to themselves.
All right, well said.
If I just they should use auto-transcript. All our comments are voices. Auto-transcript will transcript.
Oh, they consult ChatGPT.
Correct.
Forget it.
Well, all right. I guess the story continues. The story continues.